I'm Troy Tillard. I live here in Douglas, Wyoming. I'm a rancher and a steer roper. I grew up here. I'm a fourth generation. My boys are fifth generation on our ranch. We raise sheep and cows. I have a few horses. We're either working sheep or cows or checking water or building fence, fixing fence. Yeah, really, there's no end to it. Who knows what we're doing, especially in the spring and the fall. The winter time, we're pretty iced over, and it's usually we're feeding, and then in the fall we're horseback, yeah, every day. So my dad roped, my grandpa roped. Yeah, I've roped every day since I was a little kid. Every day that the weather lets us, I'm usually roping. And now there's so many nice barns. We rope in those barns 2 or 3 times a week. I go to Texas to a lot of rodeos down there. The circuit deal is really neat because we've got our circuit finals and then the national circuit finals, which they bring the top guys out of the circuit to that. 5-6 years ago, I was rodeoing a lot and made the finals 5 times. And then the boys got older and I got older. That's the difference in your mindset. My mindset will never be as focused, I don't think, as it was then. But I worked harder and I gave it all my time. And now I try to gear up and get ready for the summer. And we still work hard. It's just not the same when you're not doing it year round every day. So my hip pain came on overnight. I was at a rodeo in Sheridan and we loaded up in the truck and we were headed to Casper and my wife was running barrels, and when I went to get out of the truck, I didn't have that much pain right then, but my leg wouldn't work. Dr. White at the Justin Healers got me going. I was able to rope again in Cheyenne, but I couldn't get away from that pain from that day. First, that summer, I just kept going and I thought it'd just get better. And then later that fall and winter, I ended up going to 3 different doctors, and they all told me that I needed to replace it. On the other hand, they all had the same idea that I was too young. I was 39 years old, and they didn't want to put a new hip in me. And they told me to come back when I couldn't get out of bed. It just wears on you, and you can't get away from it. You still got work to do. It was a time that you were hoping it'd get better. You didn't know what, but the more you just grind on it, the worse it got. Especially in the fall when it was cold and we'd ride all day. And I'd get off my horse. I literally would have to take a couple minutes. I couldn't walk, couldn't move. It was just a friend of mine, Colt Brugman, had happened to been there, and we were talking on the phone, and I'd just got an MRI, and they said my labrum was destroyed, and the arthritis in there was a 4 out of 5. Colt got me in touch with Rachel. She was positive, great on the phone. That was in late November, on December 10th or something. I flew down there, and they injected me. And it was a good time because I got to lay off for a few days. I let it rest for, a week or 10 days. It was springtime came and cabin came. Yeah, I was able to go back to work. We flew out. I think we flew to Las Vegas and watched a couple days of the finals there, and then hopped on a plane, went over there, and I got up that morning, got injected, and flew out that night. I was worried not to overdo it. I liked that. Not being in pain. For a week or two, maybe I kind of babied it, and just because in the back of my mind, I knew where I'd been. Then I went right back to roping. That summer, I won the Mountain State Circuit, won our roping association up here, and I felt like I was back. It gave me a whole new lease on life. So I got my injection 2.5 years ago, and I'm still doing good. I'm ready to go back and get it tweaked. Now, she told me after a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 4 years, come back and get a little booster on it. But I'm still doing good. I don't have any issues as far as that crippling pain. I can overdo it, and I know it's there still, but I'm doing really good. Before I met Rachel and I knew I was going to have to get this replaced, you're just hoping for the best because you're at somebody else's mercy. This way, it put things back in my hands. I was able to get that injected, get back to work. Rachel was awesome. She gave me lots of stuff to do, stretches, exercises, and kind of build that thing back out on my own. So in the condition my hip was in because of the arthritis part of it, I didn't know how it was going to go. And Rachel had told me, expect, what if we got 40% better? What if we got 70% better? And I'm going to say I got 80 or 90% better. Yeah, absolutely. I'd recommend it. I'm loving it. I'm roping and rodeoing where I want to, when I want to. The boys, they're golfing a lot, and I get to go golf with them now. It was to the point I couldn't even go golf with them. So it's good.